Hello everyone and welcome to the first game of the 2015 Grassroots Tip Off. Coming to you live from Greensboro, North Carolina. I appreciate you joining me. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. And this is the second live AAU tournament that we have, or we will be bringing you this year. You're watching the Charlotte Royals 17 and under, who are in the white and strike first here early in the first half of the minute. And Team Focus, and they're in the away jerseys, the blue. Charlotte Royals in the home whites. And we will get you caught up to speed on all the rosters and everything. You're watching the 2015 Grassroots Tip Off. So right away, Charlotte Royals have a very strong squad. They performed well so far this AAU season. There's the hoop and the harm, and that stops the clock at the Charlotte Royals take an early 4-0 lead. And that is going to send Kevin Price to the line, number 2 from Huntersville, North Carolina. He plays high school for Southlake Christian, 6'5" player out of the class of 2016. And his shot is good. So early lead here for the Charlotte Royals, 17 and under. Drive no good, rebounded by the Royals. Now they're going the other way. Point guard for the Royals is number 1, Jordan McKenzie. Number 1, plays for J.M. Robinson High School. Team Focus working the ball around. Deep shot is good, and that puts Team Focus on the board. Cuts into that lead for Charlotte Royals as Jordan McKenzie brings it up. And he's being defended by number 0, Clyde Ritchie. Stolen by number 11, Anais Saunders. And he scores. So Team Focus wipes away that early lead from Charlotte Royals, who are now walking the ball up. Jordan McKenzie running the point, playing against Clyde Ritchie. Gets it over to the corner. McKenzie's shot rims out, rebounded by the Royals, gives it up to Clyde Ritchie. Now Ritchie's going to bring it up. Gets it over to Anais Saunders. Back to Saunders. Now down in the corner, basically Ritchie and Saunders just passing the ball back and forth, but finally gets it over to Musa Sakor. Going the other way and out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover for the Charlotte Royals. So it gives us a chance to catch our breath here and tell you that today's event is being brought to you and organized by Phenom Hoops and broadcast on Netcast Sports. You can see all of our broadcasts from this year's tournament at netcastsports.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at Netcast Sports. As I said, I am Marcus Shockley, and I'm glad that you guys have decided to settle in and watch some great AAU action here on Friday night. I really like this Charlotte Royal squad. I haven't seen Team Focus much this year, or actually I haven't seen them this season, and they score and they take the lead here. So I don't want to discount Team Focus. I just have seen more of Charlotte Royals team and players during the high school year this year, and I think they actually are an underrated squad. Wouldn't be surprised to see them get to that title game in this tournament. There's a foul on the outside, and that's going to stop the clock. Now, let's talk about the clock. 16-minute halves. And no running clock, with the exception. Now, I know if you're familiar with AAU, you're used to there being a running clock at some events. There is a running clock if one of the teams is to get up by 30 or more, and they will keep that running clock until maybe the team that's trailing can cut that lead to 20, and then they'll go back to full stoppages and play. But other than that, it's just normal stoppages of the clock, normal stoppages. So. I don't know if we'll see a running clock in this game. It's kind of hard to say this early in the tournament. So this year's tournament is bigger than last year's, I think. I believe last year they had it, and I may be wrong and I apologize, but I believe they had it at 2 locations, both here at Prolific Park where we're broadcasting from right now, and one of the area high schools. And this year they have expanded to multiple locations, 3 or maybe 4 locations. I'm not sure. I'll double check that. But this is a fantastic event. It's loaded with talent. Already we've seen, I believe there's over 100, somewhere between 100 and 120 or so teams total, all divisions, 16 and under, 17 and under, 15 and under, and it's just a massive tournament full of college prospects. A lot of college coaches expected to be here in the building for this tournament. And I expect there to be some offers going out to several players before the weekend is out. So now here's number 21, Luther Gibbs with the ball, stops, shoots from the midcourt. Looks like that might have been partially blocked. Wrestling for the board, and number 1, Musa Sacker, comes up with it. Now back over to Sacker, then back outside to Luther Gibbs. Shot is no good. The Royals have a chance to come back down and take the lead. Here's Derek McKnight, number 11. He's picked up a couple of offers this spring. Really solid point guard that played his high school ball for Gaston Day. He's an unsigned senior. There he is with the ball, decides to give it up. Out to Josh Nork. Nork's three-pointer is good. Feed inside, had the right idea, but there's a scramble on the floor, and that's going to be a jump ball. And the possession arrow, I believe, is with the Charlotte Royals. So here's Derek McKnight running the point, getting some instructions from his coach. I really like McKnight's ability to, his crossover and his ability to get inside the lane. He's a true point guard. Not surprising, he's picked up a couple of offers late. Here's Nork. Passes up on the 3. That shot rims out, and that's going to be out of bounds. Going the other way, team focus. So Luther Gibbs, number 21, he's running the point now. He's going against McKnight. Nice, Aeneas Saunders. And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing his name. Feed inside to the post. Went inside there to number 45, Josh Butler. Block. And going the other way, here's the Royals with a chance to score, and looks like they're going to call the foul. That is not, its shot is no good, but it's going to send Derek McKnight to the line, I believe. So on the other end, Josh Butler, number 45 for Team Focus, has great size. He's a 6'6" player, kind of has that Jakeem Noah look to his build. Got some good length. I was down there earlier, and I actually think Noah, I'm sorry, didn't mean to refer to it as Noah, as I just mentioned, but I think Butler is actually seems a little taller than 6'6". We're almost about 6 minutes gone here in the first. 2 halves. This is not a period. There's no quarters in the AAU tournament. And we can go over more of the rules here of today's events for those of you who are not familiar with it. As I said, 16-minute halves, no running clock. Overtimes, if one is needed, And frequently that does happen, even at the AAU level, that there will be 3-minute overtimes. Working the ball around, nice open court steal there, and the finish for Derek McKnight, showing that quickness he has. There's Josh Nork playing tough defense for the Charlotte Royals out there on number 15, Jacques Simmons. That shot is off, but gathered in by number 15, Jacques Simmons, and score. There's Nork, picked up his dribble a little early, but gets it over to McKnight. McKnight drive, no look pass off the fingertips of a teammate there. So the Royals a little bit out of sorts early. And we've got a timeout on the floor. And we are going to sync up our clock here. And I apologize, our clock is not entirely in sync with some of the stoppages in play. But we will do our best to rectify that. Referring, of course, to our on-screen clock. So once again, you're watching the Grassroots Tip-Off here in Greensboro, North Carolina. I am Marcus Shockley, and if you want to know more about Phenom Hoops, I suggest you follow them on Twitter at Phenom_Hoops. And you can see their Twitter handle on the screen right now under the scoreboard as the Charlotte Royals still maintain the lead. Here almost halfway through the first half. Battle for the rebound. Jordan McKenzie now back in the game, running the point. Gets it over to Lysander Bracey. Back in the corner to Bracey. Bracey up. That well defended on the inside there by Focus, Team Focus. And they had what they thought were numbers, but it looked like the Charlotte Royals got back very quickly. Deep outside shot there. T-Focus able to make this a tight contest early on. Here's Bracey. Bracey, who played for Northside Christian near the Charlotte area, is a very tall point guard. Really like his play a lot. I liked he was a matchup problem for a lot of the competition in the high school ranks. Played alongside a more known player, Rajon Tucker, who Rajon's gone on to, or he's finishing up his high school career, but has already committed to Florida Gulf Coast. Deep outside shot by Jacob Skidmore from Kings Mountain High School. His shot is short, but Skidmore can definitely hit that shot, and at 6'7", he's a nice stretch four. Small forward, power forward. Feed inside and steal. Back to Bracey. So I would say neither team would be very happy with the offense they've run so far, meaning I don't think they're really comfortable, or they feel that they're comfortable with what they've run, that they haven't been able to execute the way they would like. And you can see right there, like, sort of the passes are not crisp and the cuts are not crisp for either team yet. But this is the first game in the tournament, first game of the weekend. Now, this isn't the first game these teams have played this season in AAU, but it's the first time they've probably played it over a week, in some cases more than a week. And it's the first game they'll be playing this weekend. Deep outside shot for Bracey is no good. Rebounded by Josh Helton. I'm sorry, that was Nico Payne. Skidmore's no-look pass looked great, but there was no one there when he passed it underneath there, unfortunately for Skidmore. Really like Jacob Skidmore. I saw him last summer at our basketball showcase, like his length, and he's a great shooter. Hasn't been able to find that range yet today, but I don't think that will remain true for very long. And we've got another turnover, just sloppy play from both teams early on here. I know the coaches will have a lot to talk about in the brief halftime that they get. They only get about a 5-minute half. Depending on how late the games are running, sometimes they don't get that full 5 minutes. Rebound there, going the other way, team focused. 17 and under is the level we're watching. Again, errant pass. Now here's, foul on Jordan McKenzie, as he looked like he was going for the dunk. Jordan McKenzie, only 6'1", a 2016 player, but a really solid point guard out of Concord, North Carolina. J.M. Robinson is traditionally a very strong high school strong basketball program. And one of the things is in North Carolina, which is where we are, and we love basketball here in the state of North Carolina, is that there are little pockets of great basketball played in the state where it's not just a 1 or 2 year kind of thing, it's decades. And where J.M. Robinson is down below that, or near the Concord, and then below Salisbury, that whole area. That area is traditionally very strong in high school basketball play, and has had a lot of college prospects come out of it. And of course, there's Kinston as well on towards the other side of the state. And I'm not sliding any of the other areas. Just pointing out a couple of the very small cities that have a lot of basketball talent over the years. That's a wild shot there for James Ganil. We got a stoppage in play here. And that is going to send Musa Sacker to the line. Number 1, Musa Sacker from Culpeper, Virginia. Plays at Eastern View High School, 6'5". Another 2016 player, so a junior. And here, the thing is about these high school guys, right at this point, they've only got about maybe another month of high school in this school year, and then they'll be rising seniors and rising juniors. Battle inside. I think they're going to call goaltending on that one. So the Royals here with a slight lead. This has been a quick half. This is very fast. Sometimes you get a lot of stoppages, but a lot of up and down play from here. Not a lot of fouls. Even with, I would have to say there's been a lot of sloppy play here early, but still not too many stoppages in play. Team focus, working the ball around. There's Derek McKnight trying to jump the passing lane on the outside. Deep outside shot, no good. Rebounded by number 32, Riley Jones, I believe. Riley Jones is a true big at 6'10". And after that, looks like Derek McKnight going back to the line. His first shot is good. Derek McKnight. I was giving the coach of the Charlotte Royals a little bit of a hard time earlier because I said, you guys have white on white jerseys, numbers and jerseys, and it's kind of hard to make out the players all the time. So hopefully I don't get any wrong, but I'm going to apologize ahead of time if I can't make out the number and I accidentally call out the wrong player. I do apologize. Here's Anea Saunders with the ball, number 11. Deep outside shot is good. Team focus cuts into that lead. Feed inside and score by Riley Jones, number 32, out of Lake Norman High School. That ball is saved, and then looks like Team Charlotte comes up with it. A nice finish and score. And now the Royals have really started to establish themselves. They're getting out, and not just in transition like that game, like the play we just watched, but they're also taking advantage. And McKnight in particular is very, very good at being able to spot those points where the defense sags or isn't paying attention, and he can kind of lull people to sleep, roll the other team to sleep, and suddenly decide to take off with it. And the past couple of times up and down the floor, the Royals have really been able to take advantage of that. Feed inside, a double team on Riley Jones, and he's fouled. I like seeing big men pass out of the double team, but right there, Jones, I don't think he ever really got his hands on that pass once it went into the post. And they've changed it up, and it looks like he may be at a 1-and-1 situation now. Jones gets the rebound after the missed free throw and battle for it. And we got another jump ball as number 5, TJ Johnson, got in there at only 6'3", mixing it up with a much taller Riley Jones, 6'10". And it works out as Team Focus gets the ball. But they've really got to get some offense going here. It seems like the Charlotte Royals have kind of gotten their offense clicking a little bit. So Team Focus has got to find their footing. Still plenty of time left. We're just 2 minutes left here, but only in the first half. Rebounding could be a problem now. And they're not shooting very well at this point. The shot short. Back inside to Jones. Over here to Brett Carter. His shot no good. Nice block from behind. Ball's out of bounds. As we're nearing the end of the first half. McKnight, nice feed inside. I believe that went inside to Nico Payne. Now the Royals have pulled out to their largest lead of the ball game. And finally something going down for Team Focus, a little running jumper there, or running floater. Foul on the other end. And it looks like Riley Jones is going to be going back to the line. Didn't have a great trip last time. Let's see what he can do this time. Really like Jones' size, and his footwork is pretty good. There's some overall room for improvement, but he's got great physical size, great hands. And that first free throw there looks good. Second free throw is short. I believe we have a lane violation. Team Focus. Struggling with that length of the Charlotte Royals. The Royals getting out and running, and turnover. Look ahead pass ends up with Gibbs. A no look pass underneath, but that can't finish as the Royals dodge a little bit of a bullet there. Now we're going the other way. Feed underneath. Inside and good. I believe Team Focus is one in a hole for one shot here. There's Gibbs. This shot is no good. And that's going to do it for the first half. We'll be back in just a few moments. Back in action here at the Grassroots Tip Off. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. We've just tipped off to the second half. We're just inbounding for the second half of the Charlotte Royals 17 and under versus SQBA Team Focus 17 and under. As the ball goes out of bounds, Charlotte Royals with a 27-19 lead. Team Focus is primarily out of the state of Virginia, whereas the Charlotte Royals, as you would expect, are from the Charlotte area, although several of these players are from the Gastonia area. No good inside there on the shot by C.J. Miller. Team Focus. Looking to work out some of those kinks in their offense. Deep outside, way off there by Clyde Ritchie. Here's Jordan McKenzie coming the other way. So far, Team Focus having very little success from deep. They're going to have to find some consistent ways to score if they want to stay in this game with the Charlotte Royals, who have size and they have several ball handlers and they have a couple of wings that can score. Luther Gibbs inside, throws it up, bank shot, good for Gibbs, and that's going to help. This Team Focus wants to cut into this lead and stay close if they can and work to get inside, but that's not going to help as the Charlotte Royals get the and one opportunity.
Good job. Stay like that. Josh, don't put your hands over, just stay this way.
And I believe that's going to send Brandon Reeves to the line from Belmont, North Carolina, plays for South Point High School. So now Ananias Saunders is running the point for the Team Focus. He stops, shoots from deep outside, and he's going to get the foul call. And I believe that's going to send him to the line shooting three. Saunders is 6'2", out of Culpeper, Virginia, like many of his teammates. And he goes to Culpeper County High School. He is also in the class of 2016. His first shot is good. second shot is good. So far, a great trip for Team Focus. They've stopped the clock. They're able to cut into the lead. You know, the clock right now isn't so much of a factor. We're just early in the second half, but right now I'm sure that that's the way they would like it. And he gets all three. Great job there by Saunders. And then immediately Team Focus goes into the full court press, but the Charlotte Royals are able to beat it over to Nork. Josh Nork gets it back up top to Jordan McKenzie. Back to Nork. He can hit that shot from outside, and that one rims out, no good. Battle for the rebound inside. Team Focus comes up with it as Gibbs wants to push the ball. Up and no good, but finish. The putback finish by Jacques Simmons for Team Focus. We've got a stoppage in play and a turnover. And we've got a timeout on the floor. So let me tell you a little bit about Phenom Hoops and what we're doing here. Phenom Hoops is organized by Phenom Hoop Report. And you can find out more about Phenom Hoop Report at their website, and I encourage you to do so at phenomhoopreport.com. And if you look at your scoreboard right now, you can see that URL, phenomhoopreport.com. I encourage you to go there. You'll see the schedule for this tournament. You'll see the real-time updates of who's won and who's playing where and the brackets and all that good stuff. Plus, you'll see all the upcoming events. And at Netcast Sports and our scouting service, Basketball Elite, we highly recommend the Phenom events. We do get frequently asked, what are some good AAU events to play in? What are some reputable AAU events to play in? Well organized, and Phenom Hoops meets all of those criteria, and I have no problem recommending their events. Nice shot from the outside there by McKenzie, I believe. But I highly recommend going to Phenom Hoop Report and checking out all their upcoming events. And we are doing a lot of games here at the Grassroots Tip Off, but we'll also be doing quite a few at the and I apologize, I've been told that the scoreboard was wrong. But we'll also be doing a lot at their Memorial Day Classic over, of course, Memorial Day. So please check that out, phenomhoopreport.com. Nork inside drive and dish. And we've got a foul on the floor. Nico Payne coming out to guard on the outside. No foul, and Charlotte Royals are going the other way. They want to push the ball up under, and no good. Rebound going the other way now. Team Focus. It looks like that's going to be a shooting foul. It's going to send Musa Sakra to the line. Another full court press by Team Focus. They're not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. They're only down by 4. So even though the Charlotte Royals, their offense has been clicking a lot better, especially since late in the first half, they haven't been able to pull away from Team Focus very well. Kind of a grinded out game at this point. Deep outside shot. Looked good coming off his wrist, but no good. Great outlet pass there. Up under to McKnight. McKnight scores. No good. A rebound there by Kevin Price. There's McKnight. Wraparound pass. That was maybe a little bit too ambitious. But Marcus Thomas is able to pull it out, number 33. Now he gets the ball back. Charlotte kind of taking a breather and wanting to work the ball around the perimeter and look and see what they can get, maybe inside. But they opt for an outside shot. The only inside man they had was number 5, Josh Hilton, but he's got good size. And Josh Hilton had his man sealed inside there on the other end, but we've got a stoppage in play and a shooting foul. It's going to send Aeneas Saunders back to the line. And his free throw shooting has been well, I'm sorry, I'm confusing him with Sacra, who went to the line earlier, but their free throw shooting in general as a team has been a shot in the arm for their offense in this second half. And just as I say it, of course, he misses, so I apologize. Team Charlotte getting a lot of really transition. I hesitate to call them transition buckets because they're not really in transition. It's sort of that nobody is stopping the ball handler. So here is Team Focus coming out to trap. Inside and good, and now the bucket's coming pretty quick for the Charlotte Royals. They're really able to get to the rim. The last 3 or 4 trips down the floor, they haven't encountered a lot of defensive problems. Hard no defense being played by the Charlotte Royals. Team Focus remaining poised, driving, slashing, and there's going to be a foul. No foul, so they're going the other way. Inadvertent whistle, I guess. Well, there's also the reality that there's three games being played at the same time in this gym, so we hear a lot of whistles and buzzers, and it can be a bit confusing. So now Team Focus. They have to feel pretty good about where they're at, but they had it a little closer, and they haven't had what I would call a consistent way of scoring in this game. Nice outside shot. That's a three-pointer. That's going to help. That comes from Luther Gibbs, number 21. And here's Derek McKnight. Dangerous pass there as they beat the press. And there's a three. The Royals calmly come back, hit a three. Team Focus working the ball around. Inside there to Gibbs. His shot rolls around and good. And just nobody stopping the point man there. And that's getting to be a real problem for Team Focus. They're not able to stop the ball. I mean, they've been hanging around the whole game. There isn't any doubt that they're right there in it, despite the fact that I don't think they would feel they've executed efficiently on their on the offensive end. But defensively, they're just getting gashed by the ball handlers. There's Derek McKnight. Now they've got in 2 solid ball handlers and Bracey, so 3 really good point guards. Bracey's shot no good. Here's team focus, a chance to cut into that lead. And that's going to help. A deep outside shot by Anais Saunders. And we've got a timeout on the floor. And team focus hasn't gone anywhere. Just over 7 minutes left to play. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can check us out at Netcast Sports, and I encourage you to do so because we will announce upcoming games. And the reality is, with AAU, we don't always know who's going to be playing when. If you look at your scoreboard right now, you'll see the Twitter handle at Netcast Sports, and I encourage you to follow us because we're able to announce replays, unexpected games, and that sort of thing is really one of the best ways we have of letting you know, hey, this team is playing this other team. The truth is about AAU tournaments is after the first day, normally, even though the games are all scheduled, the teams are not scheduled because nobody knows who's going to win, and especially in the bracket format like you have in this weekend's tournament. So it's always good to say, hey, this team is going to be playing, the Charlotte Royals are going to be playing team focus. Well, we knew this game was coming up, but we didn't know, we don't know who they're going to play next. So I encourage you to follow us on Twitter, and you will have a lot better chance of catching the team you want to see or the replay you want to see. That shot bounces all around the rim, no good. Rebound inside, battle for it. Finally pulled down by number 32, Riley Jones. Strong defense there as the teams now are wanting to get out and run. Nice little pass to the trailer there, and number 1, Musa Sacker, gets the bucket for team focus as they cut into this lead, 43-41 now. Just over 6 to play. Here's Derek McKnight, 1-on-2, gets it over to Jordan McKenzie and back over to McKnight. The Royals running 3 ball handlers right now, and then they've got a couple bigs in there. Nice outside shot, and that's going to help as the Royals pull back out by 5. And there's Jacob Skidmore with the putback. Here's Luther Gibbs working against Jordan McKenzie. Drives. Shot is blocked, kept inbound. Here's McKenzie. He wants to push it. He's got a 3-on-1 break. He gives it up to Skidmore, and they're going to call a walk on Skidmore. So Nico Payne, we thought he was going to the line, but doesn't look like it. Here's Skidmore from the outside. His shot is good. 6'7", 2016 player, Jacob Skidmore. Drive, and it's going to be out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Charlotte Royals. McKenzie gets inside to Skidmore, and there's going to be a foul on the inside as Skidmore dumps it off to Nico Payne. And this time I believe Payne would have had the foul during the act of shooting, so he's going to the line. That second shot looked beautiful from Nico Payne. Now here's team focus. They're in kind of a danger territory now. Under 4 to play. They're down by 9. Tough defense on the outside there by Jordan McKenzie. Scramble for the ball, and it's going to go out of bounds. I believe that's probably going to stay with team focus, as I don't think the Royals were able to rein it in, and that's going to be the case. So team focus needs, now the clock is getting to be an issue. They've got to come up with something, and that's not going to help as the shot is missed. And the Royals push it. They don't have to, but they see the opportunity. And now here's team focus out in the open court. Saunders drives up and good from Aeneas Saunders. And now they pick up in full court. Jordan McKenzie running the point, spins and gets it up, and there's the ball saved to Skidmore. He immediately draws 2 defenders and then feeds it back to Nico Payne for the bucket. That was almost a soccer type play. A little back and forth movement. Nobody paid attention to what happened to Payne once he went out of bounds, except Skidmore, who hit him with the pass, got the assist. That shot's way off. Here's Derek McKnight. He's looking to push it. Stops, gets it up to Skidmore again, and no good. And that putback's going to be good by Derek McKnight. And the Charlotte Royals now kind of cruising a little bit. Really had to like how Skidmore runs the floor. He's been at the receiving end of several of those fast break passes from McKnight. And the only reason he's there is because he knows to run it, and McKnight can find him. Feed inside and score there. And the Royals are really starting to click now. And the clock becoming a major factor for team focus. Nice little pump faking. Inside finish there by Musa Sacker. We got a stoppage in play. We're trying to sync up our on-screen clock with the in-stadium clock. We've had some clock issues here in the gym, but that's not really what our issue is. We've just sort of got some timing issues here, so we want to make sure our clock on screen represents it as close as possible. I believe we're pretty synced up now. And right now the Charlotte Royals, and now that's just a dagger probably by Jacob Skidmore as he hits the three, puts them up by a significant margin with just a minute to go. The Royals have, I wouldn't say that Coach Frazier will be 100% happy with their offense in this one. They sort of grinded it out. I feel like he probably felt like they should have hit that groove a little earlier. But, of course, he'll be glad to get out of day one with a win and advance to tomorrow to play. And they don't know who they're going to play yet, so that's why I say follow us on Netcast Sports. You can find out who they're going to play and, you know, what's going to happen there. So even the teams don't know who they're going to play until they win. It's like the NCAA tournament. A nice finish inside. And a steal by McKenzie. Little dump off inside, no good. Battle for it. The Royals just getting every 50-50 ball at this point. And that's going to do it. 64-51, Charlotte Royals with the win. I appreciate you joining us, and we will see you for the next game. Thanks a lot.